Paul Theron went and did his homework yesterday after I threw him a curveball, asking him about the Swiss-based oil refiner that is going bankrupt, Petroplus, and you've got news for us on that.
It's deeply unsettling that you asked me a question I didn't know anything about. So Petroplus is a Swiss-based company, but it's actually like a European oil refiner, one of the few independents. And it's been teetering on the verge of bankruptcy because it had too much debt. It bought a whole lot of assets into Alia, a big refinery in the UK from BP. So now, as we know, there's an oversupply of refining capacity in Europe and the economy's been a bit sluggish. So this is the company that's in liquidation, and that's what's causing concern in these various places where they have refineries.
Okay, so what does this mean overall for Europe? The fact that this company is going, it's just consolidation within industry and...
Yeah, it is. You know, you'll remember that things like chemicals and paper and all those industries that have been battling with, rather soft demand in Europe, because Europe's like contracting or growing at best, rather, limited fashion, and all the action is happening in Asia, blah, 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 same old,
Speaking
same
of
old.
action, actually, so Ericsson was down significantly after disappointing the market, and then Nokia followed suit, and all the other telecoms companies actually came under pressure. But one company that did quite well today is Apple.
Just astonishing. Everybody's been talking about it all day. It broke after the close New York last night. I mean, people were looking for $10 of earnings a share. Remember, that's for the quarterly numbers, so that means it's kind of $40 of earnings for the year, and it's trading at around $400 a share. So again, it's growing into its rather lofty valuation. Boom, it delivered like 13.5, nearly $14 a share of earnings, the most astonishing number of iPhones and iPads and everything sold. So everything's going well, and it's kind of like their competitors, as you say, are all falling over like ninepins. We know Nokia's problems, we know about BlackBerry's problems, Samsung's doing quite well, but just about everybody else is really sucking wind. So for the moment, they're in the sweet spot. The trouble is, of course, they're the most valuable company on earth. They have huge, huge margins. The stories you read about Foxconn, where they make the devices, are just amazing. People get...
But can they maintain this, Paul? I mean, is it going to
that's the question, I guess.
Steve Jobs is not here anymore.
So he's not around anymore, but there are, of course, many design, whizzes inside the business.
I'm sure all the other companies have design whizzes. It's something that sets Apple apart, though.
Well, at the moment anyway, those are the devices people want. Those are the ones where they queue around the block to get them when they launched. The iPhone 4S was supposed to be a failure. It hasn't been at all. So now there's going to be an iPhone 5, and then next year there's an iPad 3, and then there's a television coming, the Apple TV.
I see.
Where you can shout at it. You can shout instructions and it changes the channel.
I wonder if we'll ever get
Siri.
an app, I think, or something. Anyway, oh dear, and that's for the people at Davos.
Yes, Davos.
Oh dear, Davos. That's what your notes
I've been trying not to get grumpy about Davos. First of all, not invited again. I see your colleagues are there, Eleni. I think you need to speak to management. The problem with Davos is that all the big knobs go there, and then the journalists get invited, and then they get treated nicely as well. So that gets the most amazing media. The companies have these packages where like 4 or 5 big cheeses go and so on. So it drives me mad.
Have you been to Davos?
Of course not. That's why I'm moaning like...
I'm thinking this is resentment. It's not coming because you don't like the people that go there. I think it's because you're just jealous.
I wrote a very nasty article about it last year.
Since Paul makes such high returns,
yes.
Maybe you should spend that money on going to Davos.
Never. I'd rather stand here and talk nonsense with you on air. What can I say?
Oh, thank you, Paul. Great to have you on the program. Thank you.